Hi, good morning, beautiful friends, the beautiful coaches and inspiring, aspiring coaches, new coaches, emerging coaches. Good morning. How are you? And happy Friday. So, I've tucked myself away in a very strange spot again, and there is heaps of noise. Hi. There is heaps of noise happening in my house at the moment because we're renovating our house and there's at least three tradesmen here at the moment. So I've tucked myself away and I've popped the earphones in. So hopefully you can hear me okay, see me okay, and just excuse the weird spot that I'm in today. So if you're joining, say hi. Let me know where in the world you're joining from. I'm here in Australia on the Gold Coast. It is a stunning day, and I feel like it's such a great time at the moment, like with the full moon and the lunar eclipse and stuff happening, like Mercury retrograde. I know some people aren't into the woo, and I guess I don't focus on that so much in my business, but I'm just noticing at the moment, like people are taking massive steps up, moving into abundance, letting go of the shit that no longer serves them. All that stuff is happening right now. So I feel like it's a really great day to talk about this abundance mindset. And that can just be like a success mindset. If thinking about it just like purely from a business perspective, like what is a success mindset, or what is like the mindset that allows you to be really open to opportunity and to step forward and sort of say yes, and operate from that place of like, hell yeah, things are happening for me, versus the lack mindset, which is really kind of a mindset of fear, I think, is the best way to kind of explain it. It's that fear-based decision making, fear-based kind of hiding, and thinking that everything's happening to you, not sort of for you. So I just wanted to dive into this today because I'm seeing my clients, oh my God, epic shit is happening this week. Like one of the beautiful women that I work with, I've just seen her step up and just show up with some fire. And it's like that switch from like lack into abundance has like gone off for her, and she signed her first ever client on her program. I'm just seeing people showing up differently in this energy of abundance, and that's what I want to talk about today. So I'm just going to dive into kind of what is an abundance kind of mindset, patterns that might show you that you're living from that space of lack, and then some just my favorite ways to move into that abundance mindset. So do I ask you something? No. Do like that? Pause, no notes. Okay, so why is an abundance mindset so important? And I'm talking about this specifically in relation to business and starting your online coaching business. But of course, this applies to all aspects of life, and career, partners, family, just kind of health, everything. But today we're focusing specifically on business. So why an abundance mindset is so important. So when I first started my business, man, did I operate from lack, right? I had this whole thing like you have to hustle and grind really hard to get success and results in your business. I actually didn't think I was good enough to when I compared myself to other coaches, I was always thinking like, I don't have what they have. So this is this lack, like I don't have what they have, so I can't be successful. And it just feels shit, of course. Like it's really hard to show up in a really powerful and positive way and attract people in when you're operating from that energy. It can kind of feel desperate sometimes. And I've noticed I've been in a few Facebook groups recently, and we all go on our own journey. So this is not putting down anyone, but like I noticed a woman was posting these posts and there was nothing in there in the words or anything that came across as desperate, but I just got this energy through like her post, like, oh man, like she's desperate for clients, or she's desperate for something, and just kind of translated through. So this is why this mindset is so important, because you can think about business and like clients and kind of relate it to like relationships. And the people, these are cliches, but they do sort of seem to be true. Like the people who are like, or even this, if you've had this experience before, it's like they're desperate to find like a partner to settle down, and they're like on the hunt, like, and so when they meet someone new, it's like, oh, this is what I want. Are you ready to do this? Like, I want to get married. I want to do this, da, 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 and like they rush straight in. right? And it's really off-putting. And so often they find themselves in this cycle where they really want to find a partner, but then they kind of rush in really quickly and kind of come across as a bit needy, and it pushes the person away. Whereas then you've got other people who are like, I'm pretty happy on my own, I'm open to meeting someone new, and unexpectedly they meet people. Like, have you ever heard those stories of that kind of thing happening? I know it's like when you're not on the search for something, it shows up for you. And so when you're in this lack kind of mindset from a business perspective, what I see often is you're repelling exactly what you want. It's like you're operating from lack, so you're attracting in more lack, because abundance doesn't attract to lack. Does that make sense? It's like attracts like, and there's an energy that comes with that. And what I see is like people can feel that. Whereas if you show up in like a mindset, this abundance mindset, like there's, all the opportunities available to me. Like, of course, I'm an incredible coach. I serve my clients in an amazing way. And, it's such a powerful experience for both of us. Like, such a different way that then when you create content and things that translates through. So this is really kind of about energy, and it's just the perfect time. I don't talk about this a lot, but I guess I'm really interested in it because I see it happen over and over again for myself. It's like when I've shifted into a mindset that's like abundance and opportunity and success, like you tap into it more because you show up in a different way. So what it results in is you show up differently. You create content differently. You follow up with people differently. You follow up in a way that's like, it translates differently. It's not like, please work with me, I need you, I need a client. It's like, cool, like I'm an incredible coach, I know I can help you, I have so much to offer, my clients get epic results. And so I think if this is a hell yes from you, like, let's do this. Like, imagine showing up like that versus like, come on, please, like book a discovery call, like, I think I can help you, and I'm obviously hamming it up just to kind of demonstrate the polarity of the two. Because what I know is like, I can look at responses that I've written to people and I can see like, that was when I just was like, hell yeah, assuming like the answer's already yes, and I show up in that energy versus like older stuff that hey Adele, how are you? Older stuff that I used to create, and I could see like there was a different energy. It's like always like, oh, do you want to do this? Can I do this? Can I help you? Versus like, cool, like let's do this. That's the energy that you show up from in that abundance mindset. So why is that so important where are you? Hey Adele, let me know, where are you at the moment? I love hearing your travels all around Australia. So I think you're in WA. Love to know where you are. But so why an abundance mindset is so important in business is like exactly that, like showing up in that energy of like, of course this is done. Of course this is a done deal. Of course I'm an incredible coach. Of course I can help my clients. Of course there are people out there just wanting to work with me. And like when we find each other, it's like, of course it's going to be a hell yes, versus creating from a place of like, I wonder if I can do this. I wonder if I'm actually a really good coach. I don't think I'm good enough. I don't compare. I don't know if I can really help my clients. I don't even know if there's clients out there that want to work with me. Like these are the things we're thinking a lot of the time. Or like, I'm just not good enough. Yelling up near Margaret River. Oh, beautiful. I've seen some photos of Yelling Up. It looks beautiful. So imagine when you show up to someone in that way, like you would have experienced it before, where I don't know, just in anywhere, somewhere in daily life where you're the customer or you're you meet someone new and like they're desperate to be friends with you, or it's like they stand in confidence and they just know like, cool, like I'm an epic person to be friends with, and if we click, like of course, like I'm always going to attract in new people that I want to be friends with. Like you've seen that happen. And so the same is true from business. So can you create results from lack? Like, yes, you can. Because when I first started my business and I was in that really hustle and grind mentality, like you got to work hard. I've got to be here every day. I've got to like hustle and do all this and show up everywhere and do everything and like, over deliver. And I'm all about over delivering to my clients, but it's like I was undervaluing myself. And so I still created results, right? Like I still signed up with clients and I was still doing that work, but like, was it enjoyable? No. Did it feel sustainable? No. Did it feel, I felt burnt out. I felt like even though I was getting results, I wasn't really enjoying them and nothing ever felt enough. So that's, I guess, some of the common patterns that show that you're living from lack. And I'd love to hear any questions if they pop up as we're just chatting about this. But like some common patterns that show that you are living from lack. And I think I've kind of started to highlight some just as I've chatted through this. But I think it's this like, it's almost like you could view it like confidence versus like, what's the opposite of confidence? You know, kind of hiding and questioning and self-doubt, those kind of patterns. So if you're living from lack, it might be like, nothing I do is ever enough, you know. You might be like, oh shit, like I've got to be on social media today, so quickly create a post from that energy and put them out there. It's like, I never have enough time. There's not enough time for me to do everything I need to do. Like, I don't have enough money. Like, I want to invest in this thing, but I can't because of all these reasons. And sometimes, like, I'm not talking about like a valid reason, like obviously like you just don't have the money for it, but it's like you can't, you know, like, you know that you could prioritize it or like make it work, but you're deciding not to and kind of convincing yourself as to why not. So it's really operating from that space of fear, because I actually think like fear, lack, and kind of like that that self-doubt, they're all kind of that same energy. It's like energy of like hiding, not being able to invest in yourself, not valuing yourself, and not valuing, you know, the work that you do in the world, all those sorts of things. They're kind of showing that you may be operating from a lack mindset. So are you commonly saying things like, I can't afford it, I don't have enough time, I'm not good enough? And these might be things that you're not saying out loud, but they might just be conversations that are just constantly going through your head all the time. So so time and money, like never enough. Like whatever you do, it's never enough. Like I was having a chat with a client last week and she's like, I show up and I do my stuff, and then when I want to take a break, I feel guilty because I should be doing more. It's like, so whatever you do is never enough. You don't feel that you measure up to the other people that you're seeing on social media, and you almost feel like there's this, they're on a different level, like they've got something that you don't have. So you might be really triggered by other people's success. So it's like, oh, it's easy for them because they've got this thing that I don't have. They're kind of indicators of that lack and kind of fear-based operation, which is, look, I think it's all part of the journey. I slip into it sometimes too. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm feeling funky. I'm like feeling like I just can't get everything done and I'm under pressure. And then it's like, cool, okay, like notice what you're doing and step to change it. So they're just off the top of my head, some of the common patterns that show that you're living from lack. If you've got a common one that comes up for you, I'd love for you to just let me know. Because what I think is, we think in our head, like there's something really unique about our story. And once you start talking with other people, and especially everyone in this group, like we're all coaches, we've all done some level of personal development work and growth and all of that. Like, so we're used to, we start to see that there's really common fears and doubts and patterns that most people have. There's probably like, you know, 5 or 6 like really big ones, like I'm not worthy of success, or not worthy of what I want, I'm not good enough, and then kind of fears. And like, yeah, not good enough also comes through as like never enough, like not enough time, not enough this, not enough that. When you peel back the layer, my view is it usually comes down to those 2 core beliefs, like not good enough and not worthy. Kind of everything at another layer above, if you go sort of peel back the layers on that onion, it always comes back down to those 2 core ones. So are they stories that are coming up for you a lot as you just go about your daily life? Because they come up in like work. When I worked in corporate, I feel like they came up for me too. Like I always had this imposter syndrome, or like fear of kind of making a mistake. being caught out and showing that I didn't know what I was doing. So I think they're really common. So it's good sometimes to just declare it, like, this is what's on my mind. Because in our head, and I know most of you probably have experienced this, like in your head, these things seem so true, so real. Then kind of when you like say it out loud to someone else and you start talking about it, you just see the craziness of it. And what I often notice is like just chatting with friends or clients or whatever, it's funny when they say it out loud, it's like, I just so don't see that for you. Like someone might be like, oh, I really undervalue myself. I don't feel confident in my work. And I'm like, I just so don't see that. Like you come through as so confident, so this. And so we can start to like be curious and unpack and question the stories that we're carrying. And that's when we take our power back. It's like, shit, like this thing's taking over my head, my mind. I'm going to examine this with curiosity and question it. And that's where I take my power back and I can move into more of that abundance, success, not opportunistic, but like the space of being opportunity, like opportunity is fully available to me. So some of my favorite ways to move into an abundance mindset, and I think this is going to be unique for everyone, but for me, it's all about like shifting out of feeling that funky energy of like, not enough time, not enough this, stress, finding a way to shift into feeling tapped into all the opportunity that's available to you, feeling like success is fully available to you, feeling grateful for all the results that you already have. Because I think we can skim over what I sometimes see happen, and I've been there myself too, is like someone signs 1 or 2 clients and like 6 months ago, they're like, if I could just sign 1 client, I would be so happy. Right. And then they sign the 1 client and they're like, cool, got one, need like next, looking straight away for the next one to kind of move forward. And it's like, hey, like 6 months ago, you said that would be like making you so happy. Like, how can we step into the gratitude of that right now and really appreciate that for what it is and be thankful? Because I think, again, that's like abundance mindset. Like, I'm so grateful for the results that are already showing up for me, and I trust that there are more on the way, versus like, cool, sign my client, I'm not booked out, next. It's such a different energy. So some of my favorite ways are, well, what I'm going to say first is like, it's all about finding what works specifically for you. So what makes you feel good and tapped into like a feeling of like openness, expansion, like almost unlimited possibility. It's like you like blow the roof off what you think is possible, but you feel like it's all available to you. So some of my things I've been working a lot with affirmations. I sort of work with them for a while and then kind of do something else and then I work with them again. So at the moment I'm working with affirmations to form new beliefs, because I'm going through like a transition and an up level. So it's like when you get to these points where you're up leveling, like you do have to work through fear, because it's like I got comfortable at this level and now I'm actually being shown to step up to the next level, and you go through some discomfort as you step up to that because the fears come up again. So I'm working with affirmations that are just kind of changing, like, change, or like they're almost like counter to the fears that I have. So, work is allowed to be fun. We're allowed to be fully rewarded for doing work that we love. Because I think there's this common myth, like you need to work hard, like work's not supposed to be fun, all these sorts of things. So what's the story that you've created? And then how can you create a new kind of power statement or affirmation to form a new belief? And, I write them out. I basically sit there writing them out. It's usually about between 5 and 10 minutes until I feel like this shift and I'm like, whoo, like I believe these, like I'm tapped into these. Because I know some days that happens really quickly and some days I'm like, oh, I don't know, like, am I a magnet for abundance? I think that's one of my ones that I'm working with at the moment. I'm working with things like I'm an incredible leader, because I've been working through a connection issue. Like I feel like sometimes it takes me a while to build new relationships with people. And I'm working with like a new statement, like I connect with people quickly and easily. And it's like, I might write that out the first couple of times. I'm like, oh, I don't know. And by the end, I'm like, yeah, like I do naturally do that. So I do that to create that shift in energy. I like moving my body, so like exercising. I just feel like it clears funky energy, and it's hard to feel, in lack when you're like on a runner's high and you're feeling really great. I love walking too. So I like walk a lot and I just try and like tap into some nature, like trees and things around me. And I love just, like going down onto the beach, and especially the beaches here on the Gold Coast, like they're so open. So you just stand there and you just look out to the ocean and it feels really expansive. It's like, wow, there is so much space. There is so much opportunity around us. So they're kind of some of my favorite things: meditation, journaling, yoga, just things as well. Sometimes it's about just tapping into the present moment, letting go of the stuff that's holding you back. So I'm just trying to think what else are some of my favorites. Affirmations. What I do is I generally try and create a morning routine. And I'm a mum of 2 kids, so I don't get down on myself or beat myself up if it doesn't happen every day, or I try and sometimes I might do it at lunchtime versus doing it first thing of the day. But I generally try and create a morning routine around shifting into that opportunity-based, success, abundant mindset. So I might get up and do some stretching or 10 minutes of yoga, meditation, work with my affirmations. Good. This has just reminded me of something else. Do some journaling. And what I've been doing a lot lately is tapping. So Brad Yates on YouTube has great tapping videos. So just say you're feeling I've been doing ones about this relationship, connection, I'm a magnet to connect with new people. There's things that are about clearing the beliefs you have for attracting clients or attracting new relationships or becoming a money magnet. You can do these tapping exercises. And I love with energy work, sometimes you kind of don't know what's going on, but you do it. So I'm doing this because in tapping, you kind of you tap these spaces and you repeat kind of affirmations as you're going through. So that's why YouTube videos are great to guide you through them. And you're clearing energy blocks basically as you do that. So I often find sometimes I'm like, is this really working? What's going on here? But then afterwards I'm like, whew, you just feel like you've cleared some energy or let go of a belief or let go of something that doesn't help you anymore. So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to chat about. I have to go, but I'll watch this later. No worries. I think that's what I wanted to chat about, because what I'm seeing at the moment and what I've seen for myself is basically this switch flicks where people get so done with living in lack, and it's the belief kicks in and they're of course, one woman, of course, I believe in my program. It's incredible. Of course, I'm an incredible coach. Of course, people are so lucky to have the opportunity to work with me. And I don't mean that in an ego way, but it's of course, when you flick into that, the way you operate and connect with people and take action is so different to when you're, just taking action, hustling, grinding, ticking off things off your to-do list from a lack mindset. So I just wanted to really I guess today is opening the door. This isn't a conversation I think I've had in here much. And it's not something that I often spend a lot of time talking about, but I'm facilitating it all the time with my clients, facilitating moving out of lack, moving out of fear, and moving into a success mindset, abundance, opportunity, self-belief in themselves and what they value and what they have to offer out in the world. So I did want to talk about this, and I feel the time is just so ripe with everything that's going on, just energetically at the moment, the moon and all of that. I've just seen so many people go I'm stepping up. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it for today. Let me know as you catch this if you've got any questions. Let me know if you you can feel the difference, and I'm sure you all will know. You can feel when you're operating from lack, and you can feel when you're operating from that abundance, that mindset. And what I would encourage you to do is, if you notice you're in that mindset of fear, lack, doubt, is before you sit down and do work, do something to shift into a different state, then create, then do your work. So then reach out and follow up with someone, then create a content piece. You know, do that first so that the energy and that belief just radiates through from that content. Because I've never seen people like create like the best post ever, or like the most tapped in piece of writing, or, you know, Facebook Live or whatever it is. Like, I've never seen someone create like the most epic thing from like going like, I'm shit, like I just need to be out there today, I'm not in the mood, like I don't want to do this, you know, like that's not going to translate into like a really cool thing. But it's like, cool, like I know my business needs me to do this today, I'm not feeling it right now, I'm going to spend 10 minutes like doing some stuff, whether it's like dancing to some like music, or, you know, going for a quick walk, or doing some personal power work or whatever. Then do your thing that you need to do. It will make such a difference. So I'd love to hear from you if you've done that before, like notice that you are operating from, or even if you notice like pieces of content that you've posted when you were in that self-doubt mode versus pieces of content that you create when you're in that full belief mode, and just seeing the difference in the way people engage with them. So I think that's where I wanted to leave it today. I'm going to love you and leave you on this beautiful Friday. I am working on some fun stuff behind the scenes and a couple of clients this afternoon. So it's going to be a fabulous Friday. It is like so sunny and blue outside. It's beautiful. So I hope you have a fabulous Friday. I would love to hear your thoughts about this mindset and whether you've spent time thinking about it before, what comes up for you as you think about it. And yeah, enjoy your weekend and your Friday, beautiful people. Chat soon. Bye.